Greetings, boxing fans. Y'all already know what this is. Being Boxing News on the Wheels of Steels. Talking to you about Shakur Stevenson. What's next for Shakur Stevenson? I don't think there's anyone else besides the Tank Davis fight for him at 135, man. I think everyone else at 135, he destroys him. Zepeda, he can go ahead and fight him just to knock him off the block, just say he did it. Baranchek, go ahead and get that belt unified. All of that needs to hurry up and happen. But the fight to make, the fight that everyone else, all the sensitive Tank fans need to stop ducking is Shakur versus Tank Davis. That fight has to happen. We all know it's not going to happen this year. But I say by mid next year, later part of next year, that fight has to happen, man. I think both guys are at their peak. Both guys are ready to rock and roll. It's a 50-50 fight. I don't think it's gonna be easy for either fighter, man. Just like we seen this shit happen before. We seen this with the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, where Errol Spence fans felt there's no way that Terrence Crawford could beat Errol Spence due to the competition that Errol Spence had already faced versus whom Terrence Crawford faced, regardless of the type of fighters they are. And we seen where it went the other way, where Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence the way he made it look real easy. So I say this to say, Tank and Shakur fight has to happen. Me being a supporter of both fighters, me not actually choosing a side, me just wanting to see the fight, me just wanting to see the best fight the best. I think it's going to be a hell of a chess match. I think that on both sides of the spectrum, I think that we should be trying to get this fight to happen. We shouldn't be coming up with any type of excuses on why this fight should not happen. When it comes to competition, Tank has fought less opposition that we knew that Tank was going to fight and beat. Hector Garcia, to name one of them, okay? Even Frank Martin, if you want to go there, shit. Okay, so our whole deal is, let's make this fight happen, bro, okay? There's no way this fight shouldn't be happening. Yes, if Tank is already scheduled to fight Lomachenko, let that fight happen. Go ahead and get that belt from Lomachenko and unify, and then let Shakur go fight Baranchek and unify there. And then they can both have a super fight later part of next year. I think it needs to happen, man. Both guys are great fighters, bro. And this is for the fans, man. The best fight the best. I understand the whole business aspect of boxing, the whole thing about entertainment. Shakur is not entertaining, but at the end of the day, it's not his thing to have to entertain and promote his fight. That's why you hire a promoter. A promoter is supposed to be the one trying to get you guys to buy the fight and promoting the whole deal. Lately, we've been trying to see these boxers trying to promote themselves. Shakur did a lot, man. If you ask me, he stood right there in the middle of the fucking ring, bro, and Hunter hit Artem. He did a lot just to try to appease the fans. So if the fight was still boring to you, that means that you just don't like the art of boxing, bro. I liked what I saw. I liked the fight, man. I think it's a real challenging fight. Artem bought some things out of Shakur, by having Shakur to actually do things that he wasn't used to doing. So with that being said, man, that was awesome. All right. We as fans shouldn't be trying to say things to stop one fight from happening. Oh, I don't think he deserved a Tank fight. Yeah, he deserved a damn Tank fight. If he doesn't deserve a Tank fight, nobody does, right? Because we all said it before. He's who else is there at 135 to deserve a Tank fight? That's who's number one, number two, number three in the light welterweight division. I mean, well, in the lightweight division. Excuse me. Who? Thank you. You know, number one is Tank. Number two is Shakur. So, I mean, this fight has to happen, bro. We can't continue to come up with excuses why the fight shouldn't happen. We shouldn't come up with excuses that he doesn't deserve the fight. They shouldn't come up with excuses that Shakur need more fights prior to. We know when it comes to fighting, Shakur is a hell of a defensive fighter that controls the range, distance. I love his footwork. We saw he had a little problem with cutting off the ring, but you know what? Most fighters have that problem here and there. We've seen Tank Davis recently being a hell of a pressure fighter, applying pressure and busting pipes, bro. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Devastated puncher. His coaches often say he has a lot in his tool bag that he hadn't showed us yet. We want to see that. Hopefully, when he fights a guy like a Shakur Stevenson, he can dig deep into his tool bag and show us what he's been hiding all these years, so we can know, man, this is what he's been hiding. This is what we got to see. You know, like I said, it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. We want that. We as supporters, we want the best to fight the best. Tired of seeing fights where I already know the outcome. You know, I think a fight like a Gervonta Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson, we don't know the outcome. I don't know the outcome. Maybe you guys know. I don't know the outcome, man. I think that we need to see more fights like that. We shouldn't have to wait till Turkey Al Sheikh and the Saudi guys arrange those type of fights. The promoters here in the United States should be the ones to go ahead and arrange these type of fights. You know, that's just my take on it, bro. My opinion. I think everybody, you know, can have their own opinion, but I just think that the best is to fight the best. Shakur Stevenson, stay off Twitter, stay off the internet, stop being so sensitive. Right now, all you got to do is just let the fans and everybody in the boxing world know that you just want the best, bro. And if you want to talk shit, let him talk shit. He thought that he could knock out Autumn, but Autumn made it hard for him to knock him out by moving a lot, you know? So that's just what it is. Some guys are determined to finish out the fight, bro. We know that already. It's called a moral victory to them. Oh, I didn't let him knock me out. You know, Autumn very much so got one of those. You know, moral victory. You know, didn't get knocked out by Shakur Stevenson. So he still lives to see another day. You know, he still lives to fight someone else at the lightweight division. But like I said, you know, these fights have to happen. We got to stop assuming that guys are not good because they're not knocking out everybody. Not everybody's knocking out all their opponents, okay? Gervonta Tank Davis is a rare anomaly. We know this already. But I want to see him fight different fighters, you know, different fights. Lomachenko's a good one. I wish he would have fought Lomachenko 5 years ago. Fighting him now, I'm not really, I ain't really all that into that fight. But again, he should go after the title holders. Shakur have the title, you know. And let me ask you a question. This is some real talk. If Shakur really ain't that good, this and that, why does it seem like Tank Davis saving him for last? It's a good question for you guys. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you comment. Why is he saving Shakur for last? I mean, at the end of the day, he is. He's going to fight everybody else but Shakur. He's going to save Shakur for last. You know why? He's trying to save the best for last. Remember, this guy's been in the ring before. Those guys know each other very well. So he knows it's not a hop, skip, and a jump. Regardless of what you guys are trying to say out there, how you guys are trying to diminish this man's character, he's a hell of a competitor, hell of a fighter. You know, you can't take that away from him, bro. He may not be as exciting and entertainment as you may want him to be, but when it comes to fighting, bro, you can't take that shit away from him, bro. You know, I mean, one of those that could do that there. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, you know, we want to see these fights. We don't want to make no excuses. We should be talking up the fights, not talking against the fight. That's my whole deal on all the shit I've been hearing these last few days since the fight on Saturday. It's almost like guys have been talking against the fight happening, or and they've been really putting up why Shakur Stevenson don't deserve fighting the Tank Davis. If Tank Davis is the best in the world, why shouldn't Shakur fight him if he's second best? You know, I mean, let's make some sense with it. You know, how long do y'all want to build this fight out? You know, this fight, these guys need to be talking shit to each other, building this particular fight. They don't have to fight each other directly next, but they both should be talking about, hey, dude, you next. I need run up. Shit like that need to be talked. That fight got to start building. I mean, we just talking about not making it happen because this guy's not good enough. He's not entertaining enough. Ever since when entertaining came before winning, I thought there was prize fighters to win. I didn't realize that these guys are just prize fighters just to entertain. Me being a boxing pugilist, loving to see the fight, see somebody bust somebody's mouth, see somebody punch somebody in the ribs. I think I just love the art, the skill of fighting. That's just me, man. You know, I'm not a casual fan like some of you guys. You know, I want to see these guys go to war. I want to see these guys fight each other, throw some hands, throw some fists. You know, that's just what I want to see. You know, I think there's fights to be made at the lightweight division, but the fight that we all should be talking up right now is the Shakur versus Gervonta. And knowing that fight can happen, you know, we should not be talking negative against it happening. That should be the fight that all of us want to see. You know, at the end of the day, the best versus the best. If Tank could beat him. I just want to see him beat him. I just want to see some things happen. Just recently, you know, they had to go to Saudi Arabia for this to happen, but we finally had, in the full belt area, an undisputed heavyweight champion. For many years, majority of people thought Tyson Fury was that guy. Finally fought Alexander Usyk, and Alexander Usyk became that guy. So we don't know until the fight happens, all right? The fight has to happen in order for you to determine who is the victor, who is the winner, who is the best. You know, we can't sit there talking all that crap about who's better than who until these guys fight each other. Let's not make it easy for them by giving them the victory without beating their opponent. I'm not doing that for nobody. Even though I like Tank, even though I like Shakur, even though I like Devin, even though I like all these fighters, I'm not giving you no victories without you fighting that opponent. I think all of y'all on any given day and time could lose to the other one, period. We know this. We've been watching the sport long enough to see. You know, I was around for the Iron Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. You know, we seen that, bro. I was around for the Regis Prograis versus Josh Taylor, another one of my favorite fighters. I was around for the Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford, another one of my favorite fighters. Okay? So that's just the deal, man. These fights have to happen in order for us to call it, in order for us to say who's who and who's the best and everything else. We can't just give these guys the W without them proving themselves. You know, that's just what it is. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me, man. Make sure whatever you're doing right now, stop what you're doing right now and hit the like button for me. And actively participate and comment, man. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm talking rubbish. Let me know if you think I'm talking, I'm making sense. You know, I think this fight should happen regardless of who do you choose to win. I mean, it's okay for anybody to have their opinion on who they want to win. But at the end of the day, we should all be talking about this fight needing to happen. We should all be talking about, who we think is better, and that regardless of who we think is better, that we want to see it happen, or we want our fighter, we want our guy to prove himself. That's what we supposed to be going at with it right now. We shouldn't be talking anything different than that. Straight up. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share with your friends, make sure you tell a friend, you know what I'm saying? Make sure if you don't like what I'm talking about, hit the dislike button. Just show me a little bit of, hey, I was here type shit. I don't care what you hit, I don't care what you say, just say something. So my whole deal is, at the end of the day, we want to see the best fight the best. I think that Shakur Stevenson is ready for Tank Davis. If Tank want him to clean up and get another belt so they can go unified versus unified to be undisputed, say that then. I think, at the end of the day, it'll be a great thing. I think that fight right there by itself, just by it being undisputed, I think that'll be a hell of a promotion by itself. Tank Davis fighting for undisputed. That fight gonna sell. That fight will be promoted. That fight won't be a snoozer. That shit already just sound great in my ears. Undisputed, at 135, lightweight division. Once again, make it happen. That's all we want to do is see fights, man. I'm not here to kiss anybody's ass, root for anybody. I just want to see fight. And if anybody got a problem with what I'm got to say, that's your sensitive ass. I got nothing to do with it. I'm just a fight supporter that want to see people fight each other. I want to see the grueling blood, sweat, and at the end of the day, if you gotta cry, they gotta cry, let them cry. That's what I want to see. That's why I watch the sport of boxing. That's why, I support the sport of boxing, because that's what I like to see. I like to see somebody get punched in the stomach, lose their breath, and just fall on the ground, crawling around. I like that crazy shit. Motherfucker get punched inside the head and knocked out. Hey man, it's a grueling sport. And that's what we want to see. So at the end of the day, let's support the sport of boxing, and let's promote Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. At the lightweight division, that is the best that will be fighting the best. And at the end of the day, whoever wins is the top dog. Let them both fight and get the belts off of Branchik and Lomo, and then let them rumble. And I think that will make all the sense in the world. And I think at the end of the day, that undisputed fight don't have to be promoted. Just by it being an undisputed fight, the entire world will tune in, especially it being involved with the face of boxing, Tank Davis. So that's just what it is, man. I'm just talking my shit, and that's what I want to see, man. I'm just tired of people trying to talk against the fight, trying to stop the fight from happening. If you're scared, go to church. If you're scared for your guy, say that, but stop talking negative against the fight. That fight needs to happen. If it doesn't happen next, it needs to happen next. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't just be one of those things that's not in the scope of happening, regardless of Tank saying, I got a 7-fight deal, he's on there somewhere. Yeah, I know, we all know he's on there somewhere, but for some reason, we think that he's the last guy on your scope. Hey, let's make this shit happen. Some of those fights on that list, we may not want to see because it probably no competition. We want to see competitive fighting in this grueling sport of boxing. That's what we want to see. I don't want nothing for either one of these guys to fight somebody I already know. Oh man, he's gonna beat the shit out of this dude. I don't want to see that. I want to see some shit where I'm like, oh man, I'm scared to put my money up. I don't know which way it's gonna go. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. And then if that roll like that, That's what I'm talking about. With that being said, you already know what this is. You already know what this is. Be in boxing news, people, and I'm out. Peace.